Sean does a May Madness bracket with Star Wars. Chris talks about Star Wars comics, and Jerod discusses how much content there is in certain sci-fi content. On this episode of
What's my lane again?
It's an animated show.
Cartoon.
I don't watch cartoons.
I'll be more prepared next time.
Yeah, it's called the Baby Chicken 2000. Or it cuts up Baby Chicken.
I go by the PG-13 rules. I get 2 f***s in a...
Are these historically accurate?
I think we should call this segment What Not to Watch.
Completely unqualified pop culture opinion.
We replaced the couch in the comic book room.
Yeah, you were selling it. I saw it on Facebook yard sale.
No.
Marketplace?
We put it on Nextdoor
That's it.
and also Facebook. I got a small futon couch.
What's a futon? Oh, never mind.
Turns into a bed.
Yeah, I know. I just realized
No,
that.
it doesn't. It turns into a flat, uncomfortable piece of fabric.
Yeah.
Correct. But it's smaller and it takes up a lot less.
Did someone buy it?
Not yet. It might be. We might end up putting it out
On the curb.
on the
and
curb.
let someone
With a
take it?
sign that says free.
Yeah, this is free or $5, and then someone will steal it.
Yeah, I'm saying you put money this one's to take it.
Right.
And you'll
So
come
it's
home
take
and there'll
it.
be a sign on the ground that says free with no couch.
Right.
Well, that's nice. You have a futon, and we can come over to your place and record.
Yeah, there's more room now.
Yeah.
I get the futon.
You can come home one day and your shelves with all your action figures are going to be gone.
No.
And a sign, I'm going to be going through Nextdoor and Facebook Marketplace with a sign that says free action figures.
Nah, they're not going anywhere.
And then suddenly you are no longer
And suddenly,
friends.
Jared's going to come over to record and there's going to be a whole wall of action figures.
Yeah, like, oh, those look familiar. Yeah.
Really?
That's weird.
I don't
have
know
that
why they
same-
look familiar.
I had those same figures.
You did.
Yeah, I did.
All right. Well, welcome to another episode of What's My Lane Again? I'm Chris.
I'm Tasha.
I'm Jerod.
I'm Sean.
And how's everyone been?
Yeah, pretty good.
Good.
Great.
Good.
Don't be too excited now.
Sounds like it. She's so excited to be here.
So what did you just finish doing, Tasha?
Thanks. Oh, I just finished musical.
What
for
was
my
your
school.
musical?
Mean Girls.
And it was very good.
I think.
I went and saw it, and it was very good. It was very
remember.
long.
It was. It was
But
2
I will
hours
admit
and 30 minutes.
that even though it was 2 hours and 35 minutes,
Wow.
it did not feel like 2 hours and 35 minutes.
That is true.
More like 2 hours and 32 minutes.
Yeah, right?
But no.
Or more like 3
know,
hours.
And
And also, in all honesty, it did not feel like 2 hours. And when intermission got there, I did not realize it was already been an hour and like hour and 10 minutes.
An hour and 30.
30. Oh, wow. See?
wow.
They did a really good job. Mm-hmm. It's not one of my favorite shows, but they did a really good job.
So, what part did you play? I know you weren't in the play, right? You were.
I was the house head.
Okay. No.
That tells
So-
us what?
I know what that is, but explain it to everybody else.
Tonight,
Oh.
the part of the house head will be played by Tasha Mercy.
So, I'm a technician. So, I interviewed for the part of the house head, which decorates and is in charge of the lobby and the house of the auditorium.
So while the show's going on, you just hang out on your phone in the lobby?
Yeah,
And make TikToks and
That was
Instagram
once.
posts.
that was once. Just once.
And as people walk in, she goes, "You shall not pass."
No. I'm sitting on
Basically,
a
she
counter.
did. Because I was in there. And some kid comes in and she's like, "Hey, where you going? Did you give a ticket? Where's your money?" That's exactly what she did.
Did she talk in that raspy voice?
Yes.
Yeah.
No.
She tackled him, like put his arms behind his back, and
Okay, can we not? I
She's
like
like-
my job.
she was like, "Give me your money." He's like, it was only $5, and like pulled $20 out of his pocket and like pushed him through the door. I was like, damn, Tasha.
I like
So you
my
were also
theater company.
You were also the bouncer.
The bouncer, basically, yeah. Yeah. And then kids would come by, and she's like, you want a candy bar? I'm like, no, I'm good. She's like, you want a candy bar? It's like, no, I'm like, you want a candy bar? And they're like, okay,
Sorry.
I'll get a candy bar.
It's not optional.
Guys,
They're like-
I wasn't
they're like-
this is mean.
How much?
You were the
much
the
like-
mean girl.
Yeah.
Listen.
$5 candy bar. The sign says $1. $4 for me, $1 for the candy bar.
That's funny.
It was a good show.
Yeah.
I wasn't that mean. I have to be pleasant.
That must have been really hard for you.
No, I was just crying on the inside.
Because I think our listeners have probably figured out that you mean to all of us, so.
I'm not.
So now this was the last show of the year, right?
Oh, yeah.
And then next will be the Theater Induction
Induction
Awards.
Awards.
Oh.
Yeah. I thought you meant this is my last show with the podcast. I'm like,
It might
"Dog."
be. We just got started in this episode, so could be.
Guys, I just found out I'm being kicked off of this
Eight-
podcast.
Eight episodes already. I can't believe
I mean,
Yeah,
Jared's been asking for like the last,
Yeah.
couple weeks. He probably wanted us over.
I've been trying to get rid of her for 2 years.
it. 2 years.
Just kidding.
She's been, quote unquote, a guest.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been
Hardcover
quote
Hideout.
unquote a guest on
Yeah.
Hardcover Hideout
Yeah, that's
for
like-
2 years.
On our old podcast, Chris is like, Tasha's going to join us for one episode. 2 years later, she's on every episode.
With special guest Tasha. Still.
So, here's her special guest. Again.
Again.
They can't get rid of me.
Well, cool. It was a fun show. Glad you enjoyed it. Oh, wait, that's your line.
Huh?
That's your line. I'm glad you enjoyed the show.
Did you have to,
Oh.
like, at the end, you have to, like, go in the lobby and, like...
Yo, so when everybody's in the lobby, I'm like, thanks for coming. And then, like, 5 minutes later, I close it. So everybody has to get out.
Yeah. She literally tells people, all right, house is closed, get out. She does the bar
No.
line. You don't
I
have
do
to go home.
respectful. I go, hey guys, thanks for seeing Mean Girls.
Boo.
Yeah, he boos me the whole time. But no, I say, hey guys, thanks for seeing Mean Girls. Unfortunately, our lobby is now officially closed. Can you please take your conversations outside?
You don't have to go home,
But you can't stay here.
And then she hits play. Closing
On
time.
this call.
Don't sing too much of
Candy
that. You might get
bars.
us...
Oh, that's right. I'm going to change the word
We,
just a little.
we don't have the right...
Last call for candy bars.
There you
Let's go
go.
for candy bars is
And a
intermission.
program. Oh, yeah. That's true.
I don't sell after the show. Because I've already counted money and taken inventory.
We got your money. Get out.
Get your money.
We got your money.
All right, well, of course, happy May the 4th be with you.
Yeah.
May 4th be
It
with you.
is Star Wars Day.
No.
And I'm the only one here in a Star Wars shirt.
Yep.
I'm
Great American Hero shirt.
comfy.
I don't own a Star Wars shirt.
I have tons of them.
I have Bluey.
Yep. Speaking of the show, Sean and I met someone who was just into pop culture as I am.
Oh, yeah.
We stopped by and said hi to Tasha when we went to the fashion show. He knew what Lady Hawk was.
Okay.
He also tried to stump me with my own movie I was in.
And he succeeded.
He did succeed, because I always forget the name of my movie.
What movie?
I was in a movie called Showdown.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, starring Billy Blanks. And Ben Stiller's wife.
Yeah, I don't remember.
Yeah.
It was filmed at PV High School,
Oh.
and I was in it when I was in high school.
Oh, cool.
One of the extras.
And you showed us the trailer. It's a very 80s.
It's very like Billy Blanks plays the Mr. Miyagi type character. But yeah,
And they just break random cinder blocks for no reason.
yeah. It was filmed at like Papago Park, PV High School.
What part did you play?
I was just an extra.
Oh, okay.
Like, so it takes place at PV High School, and he's like a high school student, and so I was one of the high school students.
Nice. I didn't know that.
Yep.
And then as I was watching, I was like, so this go to the theaters, or this seems like a very straight to VHS kind of thing. He's
very straight to VHS. Because back in the 90s, it was filmed in 1993. There was on USA Today, if you remember that network, USA Today? There was
The show?
No, there was a network.
Network is called USA.
Yeah, USA, sorry.
Yeah, USA Today is
Was
like,
the magazine, the newspaper.
Yeah.
Sorry, the network was
yeah,
USA.
It's still around.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
There was a show on USA called Weird Science, based off the TV, based off the movie. And one of the kids on it who played the nerdy, not Wyatt, the other one, he was in the Billy Blanks Showdown movie. But yeah, I was in it, and he tried to stump me on that one. He stumped me on the name because I used to always call it. What did I always call it?
I don't remember what you called it.
Yeah. It was
I just
called
remember it
Showdown.
was great to see Chris get stumped.
Yeah, it was the name Showdown. I always forget the name. So yeah,
But yes, Chris met a kindred spirit that knows useless pop culture facts. And also looks down on the rest of us, just like him.
Yeah, of course. And we're all replaced. And
Right, just a podcast of him and
it's
this
like,
new guy.
It's just gonna be these two, like, see if they can stump each other. Yeah, that's the new show.
he did.
So-
He did
so
say,
this is-
"Oh, I should be on your podcast with you." Like, no, I don't want you on our podcast. Just kidding.
He's like, there's only one
Only
know-it-all in
room
this
for one of
podcast.
us on this
Right.
podcast.
Exactly.
And it's me.
Yeah, exactly. So all right, so Star Wars. Since it is May the 4th, and it is Star Wars Day, so we'll start with Sean.
So, speaking of May the 4th, I did watch Revenge of the Sith. They came out for its 20th anniversary last weekend. That was a lot of fun. I haven't seen that in theater since it was last in theaters. My wife had never seen it in theaters, so it was a lot of fun. A lot of people there. Like, it was a Saturday afternoon, and it was packed. So, yeah, because it just came out, like, during its 1 week release. It made, like, $40 million worldwide for just a 1 week release. So, it was number 2 in the world.
Wow.
I personally think it's one of the better Star Wars movies.
Now, I got a hold of the script
All right.
before it had come out, and had read the script, and then when I went and saw it, I was very disappointed.
Oh.
There was a lot cut out of that script when it was final released.
Mm-hmm.
There were things like the opening fight scene was cut down drastically, and there was a scene where Yoda and Obi-Wan were in the round table after Order 66, and Yoda had fought Palpatine, and Anakin had already fought Anakin, and they had met up in the ship above with Organa.
Mm-hmm.
And he was sitting there. Now, in the script, he had said, I had brought someone up here to talk to you. And Qui-Gon walks in as a ghost and to tell Obi-Wan there was something he needs him to do. He wants him to take Luke to Tatooine. And while he's there, he wants him to watch over Luke. And while he's there, he wants him to learn something. And that's how to become a Force ghost. But he cut the whole thing out. And I was like, oh, why did that get cut out?
Well, like we were talking about before, I wonder if they couldn't get him to come back. So they decided to have to cut it.
Oh, that still made me sad.
So, about Star Wars, I actually have a fun game activity. So I decided to build out a bracket, kind of like March Madness style, of Star Wars content.
Okay, so this
March Madness is college basketball.
is that sports?
March Madness is college basketball.
I thought it was football.
Is it in March?
What? No, it's basketball.
It's basketball?
Yeah.
So you guys,
March Madness.
Okay,
is
that's the one with the
basketball.
oblong ball,
yeah.
Yes.
and they throw that.
You
through
gotta,
like
you gotta explain it to the non-sports
but
people
they
here.
they throw it to someone, and then it
Yeah.
goes through like a little hoop with a net.
Yeah, and then they hit it with their head and kick it around,
right.
and you know.
And then someone goes, "Score!"
Yeah, right.
Gotcha.
Okay.
All right.
Is it set in March?
And
No,
Gretzky,
it's in June. It's just called March Madness.
Okay.
Gretzky was the greatest player of all time.
Who?
Gretzky.
Yeah, he was. Actually, Alex Ovechkin just beat his or tied his scoring
Saga.
record.
Tied?
Yeah, tied.
I thought he beat it.
Did he?
Yeah, I think he beat it.
I know he tied, but I thought that was like the last game of the season. Maybe he did. Maybe did get it by
No,
one.
I thought. I think
Wait.
he
He definitely
by
tied it.
one.
March Madness is
Because
actually
Gretzky
set in
was
March,
there.
right?
We're past that.
Yeah, we're past that. Let it go. Gretzky beat it by one because he was there.
Ovechkin.
Yeah.
Ovechkin. Yeah.
No.
Ovechkin
I'm sorry,
beat
yes.
Gretzky.
Ovechkin beat Gretzky's record
by one goal.
And Gretzky was there to congratulate him.
Right. Yep, you're right. Okay. Yes, it's in March. Holy
Oh,
shit. Obviously.
It's called March Madness for a reason. Jerod is trying to play with me because I'm not a sports guy, but I do know sports.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, it's over.
Sports balls.
he got an ESPN trivia game for me.
It's May.
Yeah.
It only lasts through March. It's like 3 weeks of
Who
March.
won?
Who won the last bracket? Bracket?
Can we get really off track here?
Yeah, well, we always do.
It looks like Florida won.
Yeah.
Yep.
Florida won the national championship.
Yep.
And it really threw everyone's bracket off.
Yep. Blew up my bracket.
I didn't do one this year. It was the first one I haven't in a while. But anyways,
Anyway, so Star Wars
we
bracket.
digress.
Yes, Star Wars bracket.
Now, are we doing the bracket, or is this something we're going to put on and everyone's going to vote for?
Yep. Yeah, so I already kind of built out the rankings. I tried to put it like, first through 16. So it's 16 different pieces of content. It's movies and a little bit of the shows to make out the full 16. And then I kind of try to rank it like 1 seed versus 16, very much like it does the bracket.
And then is the final 2 we're gonna post?
So we're going to post the whole thing. We're going to go through the whole thing together. And we're going to have to agree on them as we go through each one. So we'll have to do out the first, and then the next rounds all the way to the final round. And then we will post the whole bracket so we can see like what we
Okay,
thought.
so right now we're going to do the whole bracket.
Correct.
And then once we do it, we're going to post what we did
Yep.
and who the
Yeah.
winner was.
With the winner, there'll be one movie to win,
Yeah.
and we're gonna be co-op
One.
together
There can
and
only
to
there
come
can
up with
be
the answers.
only
There
one.
can only be
It'll
one.
be only
Can you
Can
know
be
that movie?
only
From?
one.
What?
Can you name that movie? There can only be one.
Wait. Oh my god.
Not to be confused with One Ring to Rule Them All.
Yeah, I know, but
There
no,
can be
there's
only one. Do you know what that's from?
one. It's
Off the top of my head.
You know, I know. Highlander.
That's
okay. I'm like it's it's that movie.
Yeah, what's
can
his
be
name?
only one.
Colin McLeod.
Colin McLeod.
From the McLeod
Hello
clan.
there, Highlander.
Anyway, back to the bracket. All right, so first one's going to be first seed versus 16. So that is Empire Strikes Back versus Last Jedi. I think this is pretty easy.
Strikes Back.
Empire Strikes
Empire
Back.
Strikes Back.
Yeah, some of these first ones should be very easy. Yeah, Empire Strikes Back for sure. Last Jedi, which is awful.
Awful.
Absolutely awful. Right off the beginning where they make him like throw the lightsaber off the cliff.
Absolutely horrible.
And then now we're to second seed versus 15. So this is going to be the New Hope, so episode 4, versus episode 9.
The
Rise of Skywalker.
Rise of
Rise of
Skywalker.
Skywalker.
The Rise
New
of
Hope.
Skywalker.
Yeah.
Yeah,
New Hope.
pretty easy.
New Hope.
You know, that one
I
was easier.
had some promise. Prompting comeback was kind of interesting, but They had to unfortunately spend half the movie making up for how bad.
Yeah.
That was the first one, right?
No, that was the final one.
No, New Hope.
New Hope, yeah, it was the first one, yeah.
I know.
Episode
I'm
4.
just messing
Yeah.
with you.
Have
New
you
Hope.
seen that one where they rename all of them? They named them wrong. Where
I've sent you that. I
Yeah,
think,
that was you, yeah.
Where they're not named right.
They're not named correctly.
Yeah.
So the next one is the third seed, which is Revenge of the Sith, versus the 14 seed, which is Solo.
I didn't see Solo, so I can comment on that one. So I'll say
I like
Going with
Revenge
Revenge of the
I'll
Sith.
go with Revenge of the
I'm
Sith.
like, I like Revenge of the Sith.
Yeah.
Solo wasn't horrible, so a lot of these are starting
It
getting better
wasn't
and better.
horrible. Okay, so Solo had going for him is that Maul was in it.
Yes.
Right.
The story, I did not like the actor they got to play Solo. He really did not do Solo justice. It had Chewie in it, which was nice. Again, Revenge of the Sith did wrap it up really nicely. It really brought our story to a nice end. I did think it was better than most people thought. I did not like Phantom Menace at all. And Attack of the Clones wasn't great, but it made Revenge of the Sith better.
Yeah.
Solo. No, Revenge of the Sith.
Yeah.
Yeah, Revenge
I'm with
of the
you.
Sith.
But it is getting closer, for
Yeah,
sure.
we're getting
But I think
closer.
Revenge of the Sith is
I'm
better.
trying to help debate it, but Revenge of the Sith was
Yeah.
much better than Solo.
Yeah. Revenge of the Sith has probably one of the best lightsaber fight scenes between Anakin and Obi-Wan.
Yep. Don't do it, Anakin. I've got the high ground.
And then he decides to let him burn alive.
You were supposed to just push his ass.
Yeah.
I've always
Yeah.
bothered me.
Yeah.
You just let him suffer. You're more better than the goddamn Sith.
Well, I mean, there was that whole plot armor thing. You know, you need to go to the next movie.
Yeah, I'm like, goddamn. You sitting there watching him burn? Just go, oh, Annie, just push him.
Or, like, you know, lightsaber just like,
Or stab
mercy,
him.
kill.
Yeah. Like, I hate
sucks
you.
out
No
the
wonder
floor
he
as
hates
lava.
you. I mean, Jesus. You're like 5 feet from him. Just go, oh. Stab.
He lost the floor as lava.
You were, yeah.
Yeah.
You were supposed to bring balance to the Force, not destroy it.
He said, "You're the chosen one."
You are the chosen one, Anakin. Alright.
All right, the next one is Return of the Jedi versus Episode 1, Phantom Menace.
Return of the Jedi.
Return of the Jedi.
Yeah.
Return
If
of the Jedi.
I wanted a goddamn government lesson, I would have read a book.
What are you talking about? That has Jar Jar Binks in it.
Yeah. The greatest Star Wars character ever.
I know poor Lucas thought, well, that was going to be our new Chewbacca.
Right.
Is what he thought, but it was just annoying. And that poor guy, I feel so bad for the actor who played Jar Jar Binks. He got death threats and he went on suicide watch.
Who was the voice?
Yes.
Of him? Yeah.
Really? I didn't know.
People
Wow.
sent him death threats.
Star Wars fans could take it a little
Star
too far.
Wars fans are horrible.
Yeah.
Yeah, Dad.
Yeah.
We are horrible.
All right, next one is Rogue One versus this is an animated Clone Wars.
Clone Wars.
Oh.
Yeah, this one's getting a little harder. Clone Wars is really good. This is all of Clone
The
Wars.
whole Clone Wars?
Yeah,
I like Clone Wars.
yeah. But Rogue One's also really good. Rogue One
did
is
like-
No input at all?
I did like Rogue One. I didn't see
You didn't
Clone
see Clone
Wars.
Wars?
No. I haven't seen any of the animated stuff.
See, the problem is Clone Wars is really what the prequels should have been.
Oh yeah.
It shouldn't have been any of those movies. It should have been the Clone Wars.
Yes.
Because the Clone Wars are way better than any of the 3 movies.
Clone Wars.
I'm going to say Rogue One.
I'm gonna say Clone Wars.
Okay, you're the tiebreaker, Chris.
I'm gonna say Rogue One. So you really are the tiebreaker.
Oh, yeah.
The
I guess
tie.
you get an input
It's going to
too.
be a
Yeah.
tie because I want to say Clone Wars.
Okay.
So it's what happens if we do 2 and 2?
I think for interesting, let's just pick Clone Wars.
Okay, I'm going to say Clone Wars.
Because it's the whole thing. That's
Yeah.
a lot. We'll move Clone Wars on. All right, the next one is a TV show, Andor, versus Episode 2, Clone Wars.
Andor. Since I didn't pick Rogue One, I'm going to go with Andor.
Yeah, I really liked Andor.
Sure.
Second season just started.
Didn't
It's
see
also
that
really
either.
good. You should.
I haven't watched it yet, but I heard it was horrible.
No.
No?
No.
All right.
That's good.
Okay. I won't listen to the critics.
And next one is another hard one. Mandalorian versus Star Wars Rebels.
Mandalorian.
Oh.
Star Wars Rebels is really
But
good.
you haven't seen the Rebels.
Correct.
Wait.
BC Mandalorian.
Oh yeah, I saw all of it.
I like the Rebels.
I do. I like the Rebels.
But I like Mandalorian.
Mandalorian's really good. It has Baby Yoda.
Does.
Grogu. Get it right.
No, he's forever Baby Yoda. Internet decided.
I love...
Like the first episode.
Yeah.
What's his name? Who directed him?
John Favreau.
John Favreau getting so pissed at Disney. Like, stop calling him Baby Yoda. He's going to have a name later. He is not Baby Yoda.
But Disney's just going with the internet decided.
I know.
Like literally, the first appearance here, it's like, oh, it's Baby Yoda. Who forever be called that? I know it's really hard. It's in the middle brackets. They're gonna be harder ones.
Chris is like has Aja.
So we have one vote for Mandalorian. What do you say, Tasha?
I'm trying to think.
Okay.
I think I have to go Rebels.
Okay, so we have... I'm going to go with Rebels too, just for the storyline. I mean, Mando's good, but Mando's like its own storyline encapsulated around the Star Wars, where Rebels is the Star Wars storyline. So I'm going with Rebels.
I'm gonna go with Rebels as well, just because I think Mandalorian kind of lost a little last season. They did.
Yeah, I'm not even going with the fact that that's happened. The fact that Mandalorian is its own little storyline within the Star Wars universe, where the Rebels is the Star Wars storyline.
I agree. All right, and the last is between Ahsoka and The Force Awakens.
Force Awakens.
The Force Awakens.
Ahsoka only has one season. I could see your brain going, you really like Rebels and Clone Wars. Ahsoka's kind of like a continuation of that.
Yeah, I know it is, but like... you suck.
I don't like Force Awakens.
Huh?
I don't like Force Awakens.
You don't like Force Awakens?
I mean, it was okay. I mean, it was basically just New Hope revisited.
Yeah.
It's the best of the Disney trilogy,
it was-
for sure.
It was the best of the three. I mean, it had hope.
Right. And then
it had some new hope.
Yeah.
and then I think
But
it would
no,
have been
I'm going with Ahsoka.
okay.
But you lost. We both did. Last Jedi.
Yeah.
Well,
No, it's not called Last Jedi. It's called Force Awakens.
Force Awakens.
I know, I just realized that.
I'm going to say Force Awakens,
Well, that's fine.
but I agree with you. Like Force Awakens, I think Force Awakens would have been a better movie
like saying-
if it's like when it ruined it.
I'm going with The Matrix if it would have went better. But The Matrix, went nowhere.
I mean, very similar. The second Matrix threw like all this fun stuff out. The first one threw out the window.
If I'm going to base on The Matrix in a whole, then no. But if I'm basing it, The
Just
Matrix on a single, yes.
Yeah.
Like this one. If I'm going to base the Force Awakens on itself, yes, it was good. But if I'm basing it on the three, no.
Yeah, mainly because The Last Jedi just like
fucked it up with
The
the
main
other two.
villain. We're gonna kill him.
Yeah. Wait, he was a clone of multiple?
Right.
He was a nothing? He was a puppet?
We'll go ahead and move it on. I know that one's tight. All right, so now we're about second round. So back to the first matchup.
This is where it's going to get really hard.
Oh, yeah. Because now it is Empire Strikes Back versus Rebels.
Ooh.
Well, I'm really like the originals because I'm old.
Yeah.
Yeah, same.
So I'm going to stay with Empire because, you got the ones that started it all.
Yeah.
So
I
I'm going
guess
to
I'll
go
go
Empire.
Empire.
Yeah, Empire 2 as well. I mean, come on. It has like one of the best like cliffhangers of the entire series.
I know.
Right. All right, the next one, it is going to be Revenge of the Sith versus Clone Wars.
Clone Wars.
See, now we're getting into all the shows I haven't seen. So,
You going to say Revenge of the Sith then?
Revenge of the Sith.
I'm going to go with Clone Wars.
I'm going to go with Clone Wars as well. All right, on the other side of the bracket, we have Return of the Jedi versus Andor.
Return of the Jedi.
Return of the Jedi.
See, I would say Andor, but I guess I lose. So Return of the Jedi.
I
really love Andor.
Lose.
Yeah. And then the last one, I think this one's probably gonna be pretty easy. It's going to be New Hope versus Force Awakens.
New Hope.
Just New Hope.
Yeah, that was probably the most slam
The
dunk
original.
of all.
The original
Yeah.
Force Awakens.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
All right, now we're on the semis.
Final four?
Final four.
Nice.
So now we're down to
Semis.
Empire versus Clone Wars.
Empire.
Empire.
I guess I would
Tasha
say
really
Clone
wants
Wars.
Clone Wars.
I like Clone Wars.
Clone Wars is really good.
But yeah, I have to go at the other one.
Empire.
Empire.
Okay. And on the other side, we have New Hope versus Return of the Jedi.
I gotta go Return.
Return of the Jedi.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think I have to go Return too.
Yeah, it's just, it's like the... Yeah.
What do you like about Return of the Jedi over New Hope?
I don't know. It's just, New Hope was just like setting everything up, and then once we're Return of the Jedi,
Yeah.
we're like in the story. We're getting, more. Go ahead.
Well, that's what I'm trying to figure out.
Yeah.
Is it what we learn to the wrap up?
Right.
Because it's with the farm boy versus the Jedi,
Yeah.
and that's what I'm trying to figure out what I liked most: the son versus the father. Mm-hmm. Because the first one is we just you don't get any really Jedi stuff. It's just
Right.
we learn Obi-Wan, the farm boy kills the Death Star, versus we already know now that he's his father. It's just the duel. He destroys the Emperor. They destroy the Death Star again.
Yeah.
Actually, I'm
But-
gonna go with Return of the Jedi.
And a New Hope, he does
Yeah.
he does kiss his sister, so you got
Yeah.
that.
Kinda. Actually, no, he doesn't.
Was that? Or is that
That's
the
the
second
first
one?
No,
Yeah.
that's in Return.
No,
That's
that's
Empire Strikes
Empire.
Back.
That's an Empire Strikes Back.
That's Empire Strikes Back.
First one just has a lot of flirting.
Yeah, a lot of flirting.
Yeah, because that's
Yeah.
Empire Strikes Back when he's like sitting there with a new hand,
Yeah.
and they're going to go get. Oh, maybe it is.
No,
No.
it's the second one.
Second one.
It's the second one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're going to go find
Yeah.
Han.
But the first one has like
Correct.
he breaks in the jail and she's all like laying over her and he's like, well,
You're a
hello.
little short to be a stormtrooper, aren't you?
Yeah.
Huh? Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what do we decide? Return.
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 Turn. All right. I got voted again because I would have said New Hope, but 3 versus 1. All right. So this is for the championship. It's going to be Empire Strikes Back versus Return of the
Of
Jedi.
course, it's going to be between these two.
Yeah, I'm going with Empire.
Between the three.
I'm going Empire.
See, the Empire is the one with all the dramatic. Han gets put in a carbonite.
Yep.
We find out the Vader's the father. It's like all the climatic. The you get the cliffhanger. The cool little duel with Vader. You meet
All the Yoda
Yoda
stuff.
for the first time.
Yeah, the Yoda.
The Hoth. He gets hand cut off. I'm going with the Empire. It's all the
I'm
cool
going
stuff
Empire.
happens in that one.
Right.
That was the one with the
I
sand.
love you,
with the sand
I
creature.
know.
Was that?
Nope.
Yeah,
that's
that's
was-
Return of the Jedi.
Return
That
of
was
the
Return of
Jedi.
the Jedi. Okay,
Jabba's Hut.
I do like that. That was a cool scene.
when it starts off, and then
Yeah.
where Boba Fett falls into the mouth,
Yes.
Yeah.
and then
But-
if you then they did a little animated extension of that.
Yeah. Yeah, depending on which version you watch, you can get the normal and just falling into the pit, or you get the animated version of the tentacles coming out to get him. And then with Empire Strikes Back, you either get the American, he's no good to me, dead. And then if you get the prequel version, you get the guy who plays the clones,
Yeah.
he's no good to me, dead.
Yeah.
Wow.
Lucas liked to go back and edit a lot of his stuff.
Edit a lot of stuff. Yeah.
So I think we're sticking with Empire as the champ.
I'm doing Empire.
Yeah, I
Yes.
think so too.
Yeah.
And I think that's what most people think.
Yeah. Which just had its anniversary.
Yep. How long was it again?
40.
40. Dang.
Yeah, 40.
All right. So
40.
I know some of you guys might not like all our choices. Especially, I think most people probably agree with who we ended up with.
And I guarantee you it's the age. Like the younger kids who grew up with the prequels, and most likely now the shows, would probably pick the shows or the prequel to be their bracket winners. Where us old people would pick more the the originals.
The original series. Yeah.
Yeah, the 4, 5, 6 to win.
Yeah, if Josh was doing his bracket, Empire would have lost to the Rebels.
Yeah, and Clone Wars would have won.
We've been in the final,
I
yeah.
like Rebels. I like Clone Wars.
That would have been a problem for you. In the semis, it would have been Clone Wars versus Rebels. That would have been a hard decision for
Clone
you.
Wars.
Yeah.
It would have been Clone Wars. I prefer Clone Wars.
Now I want to say I did love Clone Wars.
Okay.
I'm like, and maybe Ahsoka would have made it. But, wait, what did you put Ahsoka against?
Ahsoka was against Force
Ahsoka.
Awakens.
Oh.
Ahsoka. Not Ahsoka. That's a
Ahsoka.
sushi raw restaurant.
Maybe. I don't know.
Not
Can you
Ahsoka.
stop? Ahsoka. Oh my god.
No, I did in preparation of Star Wars Day. I did read Jason Aaron's storyline of the comic books, the Star Wars series. I didn't read all of them because you can. There's Darth Vader, there's Princess Leia, Han Solo, Doctor
Dr.
Aphra.
Yeah.
I just read the Jason Aaron storyline of Star Wars, which takes place basically between episode 4 and 5. There's some loosely, some things you would have to sit and go, how did that take place? Could that really happen? But it was really good. I actually enjoyed it. The comics were really good. You find out that Han, quote unquote, had a wife. There was Sana Solo, but wasn't really. You find out later, wasn't really his wife. They had a scam they were pulling where they had to actually have a wedding in order to pull off the scam, and so they had to really have a wedding, and they were the bride and groom, but it wasn't official. But he left with the money and didn't give her his cut, so she's still portraying the thing. But you get to watch Luke's portrayal of trying to become a Jedi.
Yeah.
And so...
And his kids. And,
yeah. Well, no, this is... there's no kids in it. He's still the farm boy.
later.
This.
Okay, never mind.
Yeah, this isn't like Jason and Jan.
Oh, okay, got sorry.
That's like...
That's the extended universe stuff.
Yeah, this is after... That's after Return of the Jedi.
Yeah.
where he marries Jaina, the Empire in the redhead.
Yeah.
This takes place between 4 and 5. It's in the comics. It's basically after he blows up the Death Star, they are trying to find a new rebel base. It's in between them setting up the Hoth station.
Gotcha.
And so it's little adventures they go on. Vader discovers that his last name is Skywalker and that he was lied to, that Padme had the babies before she died. He discovers that the Palpatine lied to him, that he did not kill his wife, that he did not kill Padme, that she died in childbirth.
Right.
So it's interesting. You get to see some of the Hutts and what happened to some of the Jedi, and Luke trying to learn how to fight. He's so horrible at fighting. So bad. But yeah, it was really good. I highly recommend it. And the storylines were really good. And like Dr. Afra? Dr. Afra?
Yeah.
Dude, she is horrible.
Really?
She is so bad. I mean, not horrible, but she's bad. And she has a evil version of C-3PO and R2-D2. And they are vicious. The C-3PO version, the protocol droid, she likes to drain the blood of victims.
Oh, wow.
But she's really nice about it. She's like, I'm just going to drain about 3/4 of your blood, if that's okay. Yeah, it was really good. They go on about, before you even get to Hoth, they go on about 6 missions, adventures.
Okay.
So there's a good year between the Death Star blowing up and Hoth. So if you ever have a chance, I highly recommend it.
I've read the Darth Vader Down series.
Okay.
It was just the Darth Vader.
Yeah, that's part. So that I did read some of that.
So
because
it was part of that.
Because, like I said, I read storylines, and so with the Marvel subscription, you can pick storylines, which goes through all of them. So with the Star Wars storyline, you read some of Star Wars, you read some of Vader, some of Leia, and Dr. Alpha.
Yeah, because it just gets you the next issue. Like it tells you, this is in this storyline.
Correct.
Yeah, you can go issue
so,
by issue.
You start out reading 1 through 14 of Star Wars, then you jump to 13 and 14 of Vader, and then it goes to 7 and 8 of cool. Dr. Aphra.
So it combines them chronologically.
Correct. So
that's cool.
Where rather you could either with the app you could do do you want to read the comic or would you rather read a storyline? And so if you read the comic, it's okay, here you go. Here's Star Wars 1 through 25. Or you want to read a storyline. If you want to read the Star Wars storyline, so it's okay, so this storyline is 1 through 14 here, 13 through 14 start Vader, 17 through this, and you jump through them. And it takes you right to them. You don't have to go look for them. Mm-hmm. And then if you want to read the Dr. Aphra storyline, you start here, and she shows up in one of Star Wars first, and then in Vader. She basically, you find out she's helping Vader. She's the sidekick of Vader. And Vader's always threatening to kill her.
Of course.
Although, rightfully so. I mean, if you read it, rightfully so. She is always doing things that is about to get Vader destroyed. One scene, she sends him to a planet to try to find Skywalker, but it's a rebel planet where there's a base, and they're all out doing maneuvers, and all of a sudden he warps to the planet, and there's 50 ships just out doing maneuvers, and he's right in the middle of them, and they're and they think it's just a regular fighter, TIE fighter ship. They're attack! He kills all of them. I'm he's using force and throwing them all, and he's you did that on purpose. He's just I did, and I swear to God, I did not.
Yeah. No, my favorite series, it's the Father Vader series. It's little Luke and
Oh,
Leia.
is that what you're looking for?
Yeah.
That's on my nightstand.
Why?
Because it's my Father's Day book.
I know.
It's
But
not really a comic. It's like
not. It's like a picture book. It's a child's
yeah, it's a
book.
picture book. It's like my
Oh.
it's a Father's Day book, but it's all about father. It's Vader.
Can I go grab it?
No.
Oh.
It's basically things you do with father, but it's Vader with like
Yeah,
a baby
with a
Luke and a baby
little-
Vader,
like
a
a
baby
little-
Luke and a baby
yeah.
Leia.
I love it.
Like
and the
child.
and the art is
Like Vader
amazing.
taking him to the zoo, but
Or
It's like-
Leia dropped her ice cream and she's
Yeah.
now crying. What do
Yeah.
you do?
it's cute.
Yeah, that's one of mine. I like that. And the Phineas and Ferb's Star Wars crossover. That was fun.
Well, I thought we'd go one episode without hearing Phineas and Ferb. Apparently not.
Almost like we could go an episode without talking about the Predator.
Which we will have to talk about the Predator, the new trailer for Predator, Badlands. But
Yeah, we
For
can talk
another-
about that next
we'll
episode.
talk about that later.
Did you already talk about the deep fake? We talked about the trailer.
I don't know if you were recording when we were talking about that.
Wait, I think it was.
Yeah.
Yeah, but no, yeah. I like the Star Wars Phineas and Ferb. You should have added that to the bracket.
No, what?
No.
We did all of that. There's a lot
Well,
of
then
Star
you
Wars
should have
content.
added all the Family Guy
Yes.
Star Wars
Oh,
episodes
those,
too.
the
Blue Harvest.
Guys, next
So
time,
good.
Those are the
next
best.
time we just do crossovers. Star Wars crossovers.
That would be awesome. Blue Harvest is amazing.
Yeah, let's
And
do
then
Star
Robot
Wars
Chicken.
crossovers. Yeah.
I didn't see it. I might have saw some clips, but I don't know if I saw like
Oh, I highly
the
recommend.
There's
thing.
some
But I've
amazing
watched
Star
all
Wars
the Family Guy
crossovers.
ones.
Wait, you've been
Oh, yeah.
floating out in space for how long?
Didn't the Simpsons
You must
do
smell
one?
like
Oh, they've all done it.
They've
bacon
all done
wrapped
it.
in leather.
My favorite is Robot Chicken. That's
Yeah,
the
Robot
that's
Chicken.
the best Star Wars stuff.
Yeah. I'm like, no, there's a lot of crossovers. We should do a bracket for crossovers for the Star Wars. There's some good ones out there.
Go for Palpatine.
Next Star Wars Day next year.
Yeah,
Go
next
for
Star
Papa
Wars.
Palpatine.
Go for Papa Palpatine. Yeah,
Yeah.
you getting lunch? Wait, all right, let's go with a pickle.
Speaking of crossovers
Palpatine.
and spin-offs
And Predator.
and not Predator, I have a little game for you guys
Okay.
here to play together.
Okay.
We're gonna work together as a
Oh,
team,
God.
little team building exercise.
Okay.
Here. Okay. What I'm gonna give you 3 franchises, and one of them is obviously gonna be Star Wars.
Okay.
Obviously.
Put these in order of of available content in hours from first to least. From
Like
most
how
to
much
least.
content they
Like
have.
how much in total content in hours is available for Star Wars, Star Trek, and Doctor Who.
Is
and
this
we're
like
including-
including movies, shows?
I'm trying to
spin-offs?
explain it to
Okay.
you if you want to stop talking. This is including everything. So we're talking movies, shows, animation. We're not necessarily, and this is estimated. It's we don't know exactly how much, but it is a pretty good estimation. But we're not counting like DVD commentary or that kind of thing.
Books?
Just like
How about like spin-off stuff? Like we were just talking
yes,
about, like
all spin-offs.
no, like
so,
like
So
Robot Chicken for
Chicken
Star
is
Wars.
spin-off?
No. It has
Okay.
to be
Has to be affiliated with Star
Yes,
Wars.
it's not Robot Chicken and it's not Family Guy. It is
Or
in
Phineas
Star
and
Wars
Ferb.
in the Star Wars universe.
Phineas and Ferb? That's in the Star Wars.
No, she was just saying no.
It is though. It's in the Star Wars universe.
Where did you get these answers?
It's called the internet.
Reddit.
It's gonna
Okay,
be
well, I
that.
was just wondering because I was making sure you didn't come up with estimates.
He had
What?
a lot of time on his hands.
What do you mean me? You think my math would be good? Is that what you're saying?
But we're not including any of the books,
so
right?
let's see. Doctor Who has.
I did not do it. I did a little bit of research, and this is what I came up with.
Okay.
So again, it may not be 100% accurate, but it is. They're all estimates, okay?
Okay.
But it's close. Yes, Tasha.
Thank you. Books don't count.
Do they have hours of content?
Yeah. It takes me
Readable
3 days to read a
content.
book.
Audiobooks.
Yeah, but everybody reads at different paces, so no, we're not talking
Audible.
about books. We're talking about.
Yeah, Audible.
Audible content.
You guys are all right. You guys are no, we're not talking about books. We're just talking about movies,
Shows.
TV,
And cartoons.
animation. All in
So
that entire
anything
universe.
with the Star Wars label.
I really didn't think it would take this long to describe this. It's not that hard.
And by the way, Jerod doesn't watch cartoons.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
Jared
watch
doesn't-
animated shows.
Cartoons.
Not cartoons. Okay.
Cartoon.
So, again,
What is it?
put them in order from
Whatever
from
shows.
most to least of available content.
What are our categories?
Oh my god, are you
There's only
listening?
3
Star
things.
Wars,
So
Star
we have to
Trek,
put
and
them
Doctor
in the
Who?
most to least.
Yeah.
And Star Trek, Star Wars,
and
Doctor
Doctor
Who.
Who.
Yeah.
3 of them?
Yeah, just those 3.
Yeah.
So in other words, who has the most available content out of those?
Star
Minus
Wars, Star Trek,
books.
Doctor
Yeah.
Who.
Yeah. Which one has the
Doctor
most?
Who,
Star
and I'm
Wars,
assuming
Star
like,
Trek, Doctor Who.
well, I think we're going back.
Put
you
them in
click-
order.
Star Wars, Star Trek,
Oh.
Doctor Who.
Hey, you need to work with us. It's team
Oh,
building.
I see what you're doing. I
Star
thought you were
Wars,
just
Star
list.
Trek,
I thought you were
Doctor
just listing them again. That's your order. Okay.
Okay, the thing is though, you have to think about it, Doctor Who's been playing since like what, the 70s?
Yeah, but they only have Doctor Who. And
They don't have any movies.
It's seasons.
Okay.
They're still going.
So
I know.
They have those spin-offs, Kira?
16 Doctors plus
What?
Torchwood.
Torchwood.
Torchwood. Well, okay.
I don't think
Okay.
it's as easy as it looks.
Right, so with... But you remember, you also have... So with Doctor Who, you have Doctor Who, you have Torchwood,
Yeah.
then you also had... what was the...
I'm sick. You don't want to get
What was her name? The girl that
female
had
doctor?
K9. That owned K9.
Oh, Donna?
Not Donna.
I don't
She
know.
showed up with the school with K9.
remember
She
her
had
name.
her own show too.
She did?
Yes.
But I feel like Star Trek probably has, like,
Because
some of the most.
so she had her own show before she passed away. Oh, what was her name? God.
I don't know. My favorite episode is the Marshmallow Guys of Doctor Who.
So the girl who owned K9 had her own show. Torchwood had her own show.
The little marshmallows.
Doctor Who had their own show.
I love my
The
marshmallows.
Adiposes?
The Adiposes.
They didn't have their own show.
Then no, she's just talking.
I'm talking about the Adiposes. I love the Adiposes. They're the little fat guys.
That's
So I'm actually thinking
So I still
Star
think
Trek's
Doctor
probably
Who,
one.
I still think Doctor Who is the last one.
I think
Even
Doctor
though
Who
had
may
a lot
be
of
the
spin-offs,
last.
plus a lot of Doctors. I still think they're the last. So Doctor Who, Star Trek, even though Star Trek, they had the Star Trek. Let's start at the very beginning. Star Trek, the original series.
Yeah.
Star Trek, the animated show.
Yes.
Yeah. Next gen.
Next Gen. Next Gen. Then
Deep
Space
Space Nine.
Space Nine.
Voyager.
Voyager. That's just the shows.
I know.
Plus, then they had
Lower
No,
Deck.
hours-long
then
episodes.
we go into movies. What?
Star Trek has to be the top.
Well, Star Wars is the top.
No, I think it's Star
I think
Trek.
it's Star Trek.
I think it is. Just about how many hours of episodes. They're way more series of Star Trek.
Yes.
Especially like
There's not many other than like, and even the Star Wars content, most of it are like half-hour episodes. Like even like
Yeah.
Clone
I mean,
Wars
just think of
and
the
stuff.
movies.
Longer.
Just the movies. There's twice as many, or not twice as many. There's more Star Trek movies than because there's 6 original, and then 6 or 7.
And
of
then
the,
Star
or not, how
Trek
many
has
And then
Lower Deck.
Generations.
They
yeah,
have.
and then
What else does Star Trek have? They have one other one that I'm forgetting.
yeah, there was upper. Now there's
All
Lower
right.
Deck.
lower decks, and then that other.
Are you thinking about Orville? Because that's not Star Trek.
I know
Yeah,
that's not
Orville.
Star Trek.
But yeah, like Star Trek has. I just think just the amount of series and how many episodes some of those series had, a whole hour long, and they were on TV when.
All right, if you're not familiar,
So
you
yeah,
see
I think it's Star
I
Trek.
am.
So I'm gonna say Star Trek, Star Wars, Doctor Who, and I don't think Doctor Who is as far off as we thinking. Just because of
because they've been going since the 50s.
Because Star Wars doesn't really have that many like series, and most of the stuff's like half-hour stuff. Like they have movies, but I think like Doctor Who once again are like hour-long shows. I'm gonna still say that order though. I'm gonna say Star Trek, Star Wars,
Yeah,
Doctor Who.
I'm with Sean on that. I feel like it's Star Trek, Star Wars, and then Doctor Who. And if Doctor Who has the top spot, we're all wrong.
Right. But I like if I don't think it's like a distant third. I would not be surprised if Doctor Who's
I think
close,
they're very
Star Wars.
close. But I think it's Star Trek, Star Wars, Doctor Who.
Okay, I'll give you Star Trek because of all their series, their
Their
animated
movies.
shows, the movies alone.
And this is like back when TV shows did like 20 plus episodes. And like a lot of Star Wars stuff's like on streaming where it's like 10 episodes.
right. Yeah, I think the original series they did like 20 some.
Every
No, not the
season.
original series. Sorry, Next Generation did.
Yeah.
Like, they had 7 seasons, 9 seasons,
Yeah.
and like 20 episodes.
Yeah.
a season or
22,
something.
24, yeah.
Yeah,
I'm
so
named
it was up
after
there.
Star Trek.
So
They don't. The podcast doesn't.
Tell him. Who is it?
I'm named after Star Trek. I'm named after Natasha Yar. My
Oh,
sister's named
I didn't
after
know that.
Kira.
Yar,
That's cool.
Yeah.
Major Kira.
My parents had a deal. If it was a boy, my dad could name him after Star Wars. If it was a girl, my mom got to name her after Star Trek because there was more woman names in Star Trek and more
At the time.
and more boy
was more-
names.
And what would have been the Star Wars boy's name?
Luke Skywalker.
Really? Okay.
He wanted Luke. Yeah, I didn't know that.
Luke Skywalker Mercy and Han Solo Mercy.
Han.
So glad he didn't get to name us.
All right.
Vito, hold on.
We're on the clock.
Okay, so I
not
will
really,
say
but-
Star Trek, Star Wars.
Wars.
I'm still torn between
Doctor Who and
Star
Star
Wars
Wars.
and Doctor Who. I was maybe going Star Trek.
You don't have to
Doctor
agree with
Who,
us, I don't think.
Star Wars.
Well, I wanted you guys to
You
work
wanna
together,
work
to
together.
figure
Oh,
it
yeah.
out.
Well, if
But
we think about it,
if-
I feel like Star Wars would still be ahead of Doctor Who, just because
I
they
don't know.
have.
Doctor Who has been, on the air since the 50s.
I know, but Star Wars has
I
a
mean-
little bit more spin-offs than we think, because they're
Doctor
still
Who has a
going
lot
with
of
spin-offs.
spin-offs.
Yeah, so does Doctor Who, but I feel like Star Wars has more
And
than
Doctor Who
Doctor
is
Who.
still going.
Yeah, it is. Well, so is all. I don't know. Star Trek, is that still going? Some of them.
Yeah,
Is
Star Trek is
upper.
still going.
Yeah, Lower Deck is still
Upper
going.
deck, lower
Upper
deck,
deck.
upper deck, lower deck.
Lower decks.
I mean, Star Trek is definitely number one.
Yes.
I might go. I mean, even though it's Star Wars Day, I would still say probably Star Trek, Doctor Who, Star Wars.
Okay.
I'd be okay with that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, I'll agree with that.
So say it again. What do we got?
Star
Number one?
Trek
Star,
number one.
Star
Uh-huh.
Trek,
Doctor Who number
Doctor
two.
Who,
Star Wars
Star
number
Wars.
three.
Good job. You guys are correct.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
Can you tell us the exact numbers?
Jane. What is that? Jane.
Foster.
No.
Jane Goodall.
No.
No, Jane that was in wait, I don't know.
The K9. It's the Doctor Who spinoff I was trying to think of.
Yeah, so Star Trek, total estimated considering all TV series and movies, the Star Trek franchise likely has over 580 hours or 24 days of content.
Dang.
Yeah,
We should do it.
A
Yeah,
month.
let's start right now. Doctor Who is second with the classic and the new series along with specials and spin-offs. 450 hours or 19 days of content.
Oh.
Well, that's a big difference.
Yeah.
Star Trek has number one by a lot.
And Star Wars, it wasn't too far behind. We're
like
again
17
movies,
days.
TV, everything 375 hours or 15 and a half days.
Let's do it. Just binge watch for.
Yeah.
So, yeah, Star Trek and Doctor Who are a lot closer than actually Star Wars is to Doctor Who.
But that's without
Trek.
stopping.
Okay.
That was fun.
I thought. Yeah.
That was fun.
So.
Yeah.
Good thing we didn't
Yeah,
go
so
with
that's if you wanna
Chris at
watch
the start.
all of Star Trek. It only takes you almost a month.
Yeah.
24
Well,
days.
without sleeping.
Yeah.
I'm guessing
Yeah,
that's
that's like
consistently.
that's consistent.
consistent. Just
Yeah, that's
having it.
24 hours a day straight. Yeah.
Yeah, straight. No sleeping.
No
Right.
sleeping, no stopping, no eating, no.
You
No
didn't know the
peeing,
Star
no.
Wars are 3 weeks or 2 weeks.
Oh
of
wait, we have
content.
technology now. It's just on your phone. You can do whatever you want.
Right.
Just no sleeping. Just
Just watching.
at school. Just at dinner. In
Yeah.
public. At
Yeah.
work.
And you figure Star Wars, they had a long gap in between when they had.
Right. Because,
Yeah.
it originally was, first you had the original.
Yeah, and then
And
how
then you
long
had the
was it
Star Wars.
until.
Well, you had the Christmas special.
Right.
That then he had disappear.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was thinking that I kind of figured Star Trek with all its series and how many episodes and how long
And it's
they
pretty
were.
much been going like since the next
Non-stop,
generation,
yeah, since
just
next gen,
series
non-stop
after series.
series.
Yeah.
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 And then you have all the.
Because even
Say,
Doctor Who took like a break. You had the originals, and then it would take a break here and there, and you counted Doctors,
Didn't
but
we get
the
a
Doctor
break?
counted for a movie or a special. It wasn't a series. You would get a movie, and that counted as one of the Doctors.
Right.
Where,
Wait, Dad,
like,
did we
Star
get a
Wars-
break in between the guy to the woman doctor?
Not really. I
Okay.
mean, it was basically.
Have you seen the new one, the new doctor?
I've not. It's on Disney.
I know.
It's on Disney now.
Yeah.
All
Yeah.
The new series.
Yeah, the new Doctor.
Is the new doctor? There's something about the new doctor.
What
He's
is
black.
Of course, everything's
Oh.
on Disney.
Yeah.
All right, good job, guys. You worked together and you figured it out.
Yeah,
So,
with
that was good.
help from Kira.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Phone a friend. It's all
Phone a
right.
friend.
And what we learned is don't listen to Chris.
Yeah.
I mean, just don't go
He's
with
not always right.
Don't go with your first instincts.
Yeah.
Don't
You did
trust
Star
your
Wars
first
first.
Think about it.
Yeah.
Don't go with what you want it to be.
Right.
Right.
He's like, well,
He's
all your
like,
Star Wars is
hold
first,
on,
and
hold
Star
on.
Trek is last.
Obviously,
he's-
it can't be
he's
Star
not-
Trek.
He's ranking it of how he likes it, actually. He wasn't actually...
Yeah, don't go with what it should be.
Actually, the best is Star Wars and the least is Star Trek.
Of course. That would be like, who would actually win? The Simpsons.
Yeah.
Well, of course. Yeah. If we're doing that.
I
But
wonder how many hours there are of The Simpsons.
I was just going to do Star Trek and Star Wars, but like I need a third.
Should have put The Simpsons
a
in
third
there.
franchise in there.
But the Simpsons would have been
but
top,
I kind of
I
wanted
think.
like in
Here,
that same
let's
type
see.
of like sci-fi, like nerdy kind of.
Because The Simpsons
Deal.
have been going since
Because you either get like people like Star Trek, Star Wars, or it's usually one or the other.
How many hours?
I'm looking right now. How many hours of content is there for the Sims?
Well, 20 plus years.
Simpsons.
It's gotta be.
Bum, 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 ba-dum, bum, bum. We have to pay for this. Ba-da-da-da.
There are roughly 299 through 300 consistent hours of content in the episodes of The Simpsons. This is based on the
less than
767
both of them,
episodes
all three of them.
available on the 24/7 streaming. But
they're
what
only-
about the movie?
Their episode is only 24 minutes.
Yeah.
Even though they have a lot of seasons in that.
Yeah.
They're
Yeah,
really
half an
long.
hour episodes. And they don't have any spin-offs, or they only have one movie.
Right.
Awesome.
So we're.
Anything else anybody wants to bring up?
No.
Okay, with the movie, there's about 330 to 340.
So there's less than both of them combined.
Yeah.
All three of them.
I'm like, yeah, but they don't have any spin-offs, do they?
No.
I'm like, it's just their series.
Simpsons is a spin-off, which we found out in our previous.
Right?
I know, but like,
Of what? Anyway?
it was
It's
the
called What's My Lane Again. That's this
Yeah,
name
no,
of the
that's
show.
we're a spin-off
the
of.
Mary Tyler Moore Show or something.
Oh.
That's
Oh.
like
The Tracy Ullman
Tracy
Show.
Ullman.
Thank you.
The other lady.
No, we're a spin-off of the Hardcover Hideout.
Yeah, we're a spin-off.
We're a
of
spin-off.
Hardcover.
Yeah, spin-offs of spin-offs and
Yeah.
and a
And what is
spin-off
Hardcover Hideout a
of the
spin-off of?
Time Warp Cinema.
Where the Hardcover Hideout was a spin-off of Jerod's Imagination.
Jared's schizophrenia.
It was one day Jerod was sitting there. We were at his
He
house.
heard a
And he's
voice.
like, I've always wanted to do a podcast, and I was like, I've always wanted to do a podcast
Actually,
too.
Actually, it was Jared
we were in the
talking
car.
himself.
We were in
And
the
we were
car.
at lunch talking
That's
about
right.
it, or we were in the
Jared.
car, and it was like, we should do a podcast. You're like, yeah, we should. And then I texted you later. I was like, were you serious about that? And he's like, yeah. And then next thing I come over, he has like all the mics, and he's like, he went like full on. He's like,
This was
well,
a figment
now we have
of
this, and
Jared's
we have,
imagination.
we set up all this stuff. I was like, okay, I guess
Yeah.
we're doing it.
And guess what? We did a podcast.
And
I was
then,
looking like we had a lot of followers on Hardcover. Why didn't they follow us to this?
because they don't like us. I'm joking.
Because we stopped talking.
It's
about
me.
Some of them might have, but
And
yeah.
then they got like 5 episodes in, and then they got a special guest that never left.
Because we had reviews on the other one.
Yeah.
Like,
And then
Did
we
we?
had
Yeah.
Only one I know of was Jonah's friend that commented
No,
on that.
I was
episode.
looking at that. Like some girls commented, they were like, "Hey, if you want to like learn about independent comics, this is the place to be."
Oh yeah, I never know if those are legit though. If they're just like
They're too legit.
okay,
They're too legit to quit. Hey. All right. All right. Well,
you had to do it.
again, may the 4th be with all of you,
May the 4th be with all of you.
and also with you.
Thank you. And then with the
Jesus.
Sith,
I'm either the Sith,
the
the
Jedi,
Jedi, and
Yoda,
the Holy Ghost.
and
Oh my god.
the Empire.
Yeah. We get some hate mail from religious groups.
All right.
All right, Tasha.
All right, Tom, take it away.
Thanks for listening. Don't forget to follow us on Instagram at What's My Lane Again, and our friends over at Hardcover Hideout. We are now on YouTube, so go subscribe to us at What's My Lane Again, all one word. Don't forget to rate and comment on whatever platform you are listening on. See you next episode when we ask, What's my lane again?
Completely unqualified pop culture opinion.